Oh man, apologies. In the name of Timberland, it's been a long time
I shouldn't have left you.
without a dope episode to listen to. You know what I mean?
Listen to.
I think that's
Listen to. Baby girl.
What would you do? Sorry. Listen. Season 4, episode 5. It's our first one together.
Ooh.
Pause.
Is it?
And on this season, just us. Pause. Actually, I'm not gonna do the pause.
Don't pause that.
All right.
Play that.
The Bromance Chronicles continues.
That you can pause.
Who are you?
Big Deanie, you know who it is? Is Harry in the building?
And my name is Carlos, otherwise known as Los. We are Los's Lounge Podcast, and we want to give a big shout out to our other co-host, the pimpstress of the lounge, Jasmine,
Big Jazz.
who's not here.
Shout out to you, Jazz.
Shout out to Jasmine, but shout
Respect
out
to you.
respectfully, and also respectfully to Renzo.
Oh, respect to you, Renz.
Let's get to it. How you doing, brother?
I'm alright, man. How you doing?
I want to shake your hand, man. It's good to see you too. I love the fit. The skin is great. We're doing good here. I smell money.
You smell correct.
Oh shit. I'm gonna just turn that down in the background. Los's Lounge Podcast available on many platforms. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and please hit subscribe on YouTube. We are going to be uploading all the episodes of season 5, even if they're video recorded or not. We're back on our audio shit. Bro, I want to give a big couple shout outs before we start to the countries of, or to the listeners. And this is just based on analytics that I've been seeing. Italy, Germany, China, and Canada. Those are the main ones that stand out apart from the United States that I've been listening. Streams have been crazy lately. I sent you the numbers. They're still going. I don't know what's going on in the world.
Tip my hat off to you.
Thank you. I wish we would record that.
This video.
I have to give a big up and a big shout out to Claudia Jordan. For all your support and for reposting all the clips and just for being one real ass motherfucker. And a big shout out to Erica Cobb, Accidentally Informed. Go check out their podcast. My favorite podcast, as I always tell you, is The Brilliant Idiots. Did you know that there's another podcast out there that's called The Brilliantly Dumb Podcast? And I was like, ew, that's such a reductive version. And it's 3 white boys just talking their shit. And I was like, it's funny that happens because Charlemagne or Andrew they were just on their shit saying, many try to duplicate, but we've been the originals in the game. I don't know where I'm going with this.
They had this pod for a long time.
I'm saying, I came into the game late, and I'm not even signed.
I used to listen to them often.
It's been phenomenal, that damn show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
They've been on.
Oh my God, they've been on one. But so have Erica Cobb and Claudia. They have this show called Accidentally Informed. Fantastic, and it's incredible. So much love. All right, let's get into it. It's been a long time since we've waxed poetic, so let's do this diligence because we have a lot to cover. I have a lot of topics to talk about. In fact, some of these topics. Actually, I want you to kick it off. First of all, how you been? You okay?
I'm chilling, man. I'm good. Maintaining.
Okay. It's good to have you here at the home. I love my brother to death. The last couple times that we've hung out, we definitely wanted to pod, but we need family time before anything.
Brotherly.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. Let me tip my hat off to him and Thick Ass SZA.
This is the official Kendrick Lamar and SZA review. Go.
So let me give you the play-by-play. We went to Gillette Stadium. So we went to watch Kendrick and SZA perform at where the Patriots play, right?
Right.
Foxborough. So we got there an hour early, which was phenomenal. I don't think I would park where I parked ever again, just because I thought we were closer. We went to see Beyonce and we parked what I thought was fucking miles, right? I was like, okay, bad move. Never doing this again. So now we're seeing Kendrick
leaving 3 miles back.
Yeah, we got off. I mean, I guess that's fair.
Like
that's
the
fair.
leaving factor of it. I know that the walk factor takes long.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Sorry, I didn't.
I think when we leaving, I remember we left there was no problem. This time leaving too, though. See, leaving today, there wasn't a problem. So it's kind of hard to compare. But
Okay.
all I'm saying is I wish I parked closer. Because I thought we were good. I was like, oh, this is sweet. This is right here. This is, and the line to park in the arena was fucking 5 miles deep. 5 miles deep. And I didn't, we were an hour early. I didn't want to defeat or trying to waste that hour that we gained,
Gotcha.
Right? Because I wanted to get some food. Oh, that's my shit.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to get some food, sit down, take some pictures. I didn't take as many pictures as I wanted.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about Vic and I, like, before the show. Like, I wish I took more.
I understand.
Couple
Sorry.
photos,
I thought you
before
meant
the
the
show.
actual concert.
I took a few, but I was glad to just be in the moment. Here's my only issue with the whole night was just the cold.
Oh.
It was windy. I don't think I've ever been a part of an event where there was this much wind.
Did you feel like the theme for the wardrobe was giving Snuggie?
I don't know.
You did a look of confusion because you thought about it.
I did.
No, but did it feel like New England fall weather?
This is how we got sick.
Oh,
We went dressed.
that makes sense.
We went dressed for.
Y'all was dressed like some hoes, weren't y'all?
Nah,
Showing a little something.
I felt bad for Vic. I wasn't too bad, but I felt bad for Vic.
Respectfully said, I'm just joking.
Yeah, it was. So, anyways, Mustard started the show, and he just played hits. He didn't do nothing special. Like, he was just hitting the play button.
Setting the tone.
Just setting the tone. All good songs that had the crowd hype.
Okay.
But here's my 2 observations of the night, right?
Of Mustard?
Before we say, of the whole night.
Oh.
Before I get into Kendrick and SZA's performance.
All right.
I've never been at a show where there are so many tweens, okay, preteens, 11, 12, 13-year-olds,
Okay.
and white folks.
Oh.
We were surrounded by white folks.
Oh.
Surrounded by white folks. There was a lot of Asians too. A lot of Asians. I was surprised by that.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
A lot of Latinos.
Ah.
Yeah, but the amount of white folks specifically, it was just
So just straight vanilla everywhere.
Everywhere, bro.
Fabulous.
And they were all 12 with their mom. Or like 4
wow.
girls or 4 boys
so
with
it's
the mom or
SZA
dad.
effect.
I think so, because they knew every single word. And I didn't know SZA got down like that. I didn't know. I know she was breaking records and whatnot.
She's gone on plenty
Los-
big solo arena tours.
I guess I've only listened to the radio songs because she was making the music she was performing. I was like, is this SZA or like Avril Lavigne? It was like Skater Boy, like that type of shit. Like,
really?
I didn't realize she made music like that. Like, it was so poppy and.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know either.
So those are my observations of the night. The performances were, phenomenal. SZA came out on some bug shit. Her theme was a bug, so she was dressed as a bug. She had praying mantises like jumping around, and she was on like a bike that was like an ant, and it was like the size of this room, and just, you know what I mean?
Okay. So she was inspired by Pixar.
Yeah, clearly. A lot of Bug's Life shit.
All right, I'm good. Hey.
My favorite part of the show, I mean, I'll be honest, the cold took me out, and I felt bad for Vic, because, like, she was so excited about this. I spent mad money on merch. First time I ever bought merch, but it was fly.
Oh, you didn't buy nothing for Renaissance?
No. Nah.
That shit
And I remember
expensive.
we walked past, I was like, we get whatever we want,
Yeah.
and Vicky wasn't interested, nothing
Okay.
spoke to her. I bought a shirt, a bag, I went in vinyl. I bought the GNX on vinyl, which sold out online, so I was happy to get that.
Nice. Was it the same price point as online, or you probably paid a
It was
little
like
more?
50.
Okay.
50. So,
Okay.
trying to.
Which,
Man, it was
can I just
spectacular.
say something real quick, which is pretty fucking awesome, because, right, and not to cut you off, and actually, I want you to finish this, but all I was going to say, it must feel nice for an artist to know that out of merch, people are actually buying the music as well. So, do you know what I mean? In a time where people don't buy music. We used to have to work for our music.
Yeah, I was the guy that
love
definitely
hearing that.
bought 4 albums every
No, I know.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday.
Release
Who's out?
date.
Who's
So,
out?
Yeah, who's out, or who's coming out pre-release on a Friday before.
Bro, remember those weekly FYE little,
pamphlets that will tell you.
Bro.
I know, I used to work there.
Oh, you did?
Circa September 2002 to January 2003.
Oh, that was short.
Yep.
That's
It was
short.
my fault.
I know. You didn't have to say that. I know. I know it.
Shit, man. Damn it, man. Shots fired. So highlights of the show.
The Kendrick, when he did all the Drake disses. So my favorite, when he did Euphoria, that was probably my favorite part of the night.
Pull back up. I was going to get up, but...
Yeah. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. Coming out the way. Like, he just...
Was the big hit the last song?
The big hit was
Not Like
Gloria.
Us?
No, so everyone knew the words to that. The stadium went insane. Insane when Not Like Us was performed.
Okay.
He performed Not Like Us. It was song 1 of the last stretch of his 3, of the very last song.
Got you. So
he did like Not
part
Like
of the
Us.
encore.
Yeah, exactly. Did Not Like Us, and then he did Luther with SZA, and then Gloria, which is also off of GNX, and also with SZA. So, you know, they did like 4 songs Kendrick, 4 songs SZA, 4 songs Kendrick, 4 songs SZA.
Balance.
And then the last 3 was
Nice
all
balance.
Kendrick and SZA.
Nice balance. Okay. Good, man. I'm glad you had a great time, man. I'm glad you guys had a great time.
I would never go to an arena show again.
You picked them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, but I was happy to have them.
No, I understand that.
But oh my gosh, I didn't realize they were gonna look so tiny. Like, so I was
were
watching
you
the
first
screen.
lodge or just far back?
We were far back.
You picked them.
Far back. That's all that was available, bro.
Oh.
We wasn't spending $3,000 on tickets.
Oh.
The cheapest ticket was like $800.
I want to talk to you about the legend of Michael and Janet Jackson's Scream.
I want you to talk to me about it.
Because I feel like I keep hearing and I keep seeing clips, bro, of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis being interviewed by people, and they get back to Scream and the recording process and what that was like, and he wanted to make a song around the time of the lawsuits, and the second time around, or the first time around, he was tired. Okay. And, okay, it is.
You better be recording.
It is. And so those who don't know, I just looked at the thing, like, just to make sure. But I keep hearing about the way the story, about the way the song was constructed, and the main story that sticks out is that they were in the studio, they were in Michael's studio, they meaning Jimmy, Terry, Janet, and Mike. No, let me start over. So Jimmy and Terry are signed on to do the song, and they first go through all the songs that they want to present to them with Janet. Because remember, those are Janet's crew, right? So out of all these songs, Janet picks 2 songs. And she tells them, I know my brother. I know which one he wants. And he's going to want this one. And she referred to Scream. And the other one ended up being Runaway, which was her 1995 #1 hit. It was Runaway.
Yep, I know. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yep. It was that song. So when Mike heard it, guess what?
That's so Janet. That's so
Janet. Yeah, right. I don't hear Mike on that.
Yeah, no, Runaway.
But guess what 2 songs Mike picks?
Those 2?
Those very same 2.
Wow.
And when he does, Janet looks at them and says, didn't I tell you I know my brother? He's going to pick these 2, but he's going to pick this one. That's my brother all the way. What did he pick first? Scream. She said, give me the other one. And then Runaway became #1 in Scream.
No, and she said, give me the other one?
Yeah. And
they're
both songs
They're
were released
fire,
2 years later, by the way.
You like Prince more than Mike, or Mike over Prince? I would assume you're gonna say Prince.
Prince.
I was gonna assume that. I'm way more Mike, but
But at the same time, I'm not dismissing the musical catalog that comes out of Michael Jackson and the Jackson family. I know what is up. I just feel like, well, let me finish the story. So, and I'll make it quick. So, so they go to record the song. And Michael goes in on the first take, record. Michael goes into what Jimmy, or I think it was Jimmy saying, into full Tasmanian devil mode. Like, it was like watching Michael Jackson perform. Like, they fanned out watching him because he went into full performance mode, dancing and all that. And at the end of it, when they were done, he goes, how's that? And they're blown away.
yeah.
Janet leans in and says, I'm not recording after that. She wasn't going to follow up her brother. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? This bastard just went in and gave us a whole show.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. We'll record back in Minneapolis. They get to Minneapolis, they do Janet's vocal. Now Michael hears them. And he goes, Janet sounds really good. They're like, thanks, man. And he goes, no, Janet sounds really good. Where'd you record this? They said Minneapolis. He said, I'll be out there. I want to record my vocals over there now.
Oh, shit.
At the end of the day, they used, I think what he said was like 90% of the vocals from the first take. From the first take!
Fire.
Not session, the take.
He's the man. Mike was my god as
But
a kid.
Janet's respect to Janet for knowing I can't follow that. Like, she loved her brother, man.
Yeah, I love this.
Because how do you go in the booth? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I love hearing about young Janet and Mike, like when they're chilling. You know what I mean? I love hearing that.
When they recorded the music video 2 years later, their record companies had them very competitive to the point where she wasn't allowed to see her brother on set. And they didn't want her people on set while he was shooting his solo scenes and vice versa.
Wow.
And she says later in the documentary that she did like 3 years ago that she put together herself. She was like, that fucked her up because that's her brother. She's not there to compete. This song is actually, I'm here to support him. It's my brother. What do you mean? Why can't I? It's crazy. And that even he was acting a little funky on set. She said it didn't feel like my brother after that for a little while, which is sad to hear. But is there another one?
Yeah,
Fabulous. I don't want to kill the vibe ski, so I'm gonna jump to my birthday. Another year. Well, because I wanted to. Because I'm just disgusted with Gaza and everything that's going on, man. I mean, we're still here. We're still here, and I keep seeing new bombings and hearing about multiple kids dying and families and innocent civilians being shot up. And I look back, and then I look at what's going on in America, and it's very depressing. Everything feels very dark when you really listen to the news and read the news and stuff like that, and I guess it's all meant to fuck us up, right? But it's so real. How do you ignore the real? So I guess my question that I want to propose to you as I go get a refill is, how are you feeling around all this? Because you're one of the first people that have really spoken to me about this issue, and really you always keep me updated. I mean, yeah, I do my own research and shit like that, but I love hearing someone who is really truly affected the way you and Vic have been. Because you made a great point, and I'm going to finish my statement with this. They look like Ivy, bro. And when you say that, it really puts everything into perspective, other than they're still kids, even if they didn't look like Ivy.
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, I really have nothing to say other than free Palestine. No to the occupation, you know, no to the torture, no to the... Oh, man, I definitely don't want to start crying, but,
Well, let me ask you this, then. Let me switch gears. But on the same trending topic, though, for a second. So I saw a video of Jerry Seinfeld getting into a cab, and there was these pro-Palestinians.
Disgusting.
So you know where I'm going with this.
He's a disgusting human being, bro. He's a disgusting human being. I'm not about to get anti-Semitic on here or nothing like that, so you don't have to worry about censoring me or nothing. But
how did you feel about that?
I know Jewish people. You know, so it's like, it's weird for the folks that are trying to shit on all Jews. Like, it's just like everything else in life when they try to shit on all black folk or shit on all Puerto Ricans or Mexicans, you know what I mean? Shit on all, like, this is just how life is. It's not, one person doesn't make it the rule, you know what I mean? So, but Jerry Seinfeld is a disgusting human being, and every Jewish individual like him, I wish nothing but the worst for you and hell.
Oh, well, God.
Yeah, nah, it's
okay.
That shit is disgusting, yo. That shit is disgusting. Just, oh man, like I don't know, like I don't. We don't have to get into starving kids and all that bullshit.
Can I play devil's advocate? You know, it's my favorite game to play with you.
I mean, I don't know how you can play devil's advocate with starving children, but
no, not that.
Please try.
With the idea of like feeling, didn't we do this long earlier? feeling so
Yeah.
like that towards the people
Not the live version.
that are pro that or what have you, pro Israel or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't.
What are you asking? I'm sorry. What are you?
I guess it's like, you know how the division is called. I guess it just creates more division, right?
What creates more division?
This entire topic, because it just creates people that like the. So when I hear you say that, any Jewish person who supports all that, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yep. What are you hearing? I guess
in my head, I'm trying to compare that to where we are politically here, where it's like fuck Trump voters and blah 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 blah. So I guess the question I'm trying to articulate is, where do we draw the line between, right, getting into that emotional response, and just saying kind of, and because it's hard to respect someone who supports that. I get it, but does that define an entire person? Maybe that might be the question.
So the answer, I guess, the short answer, what I wanted to say real quick, briefly, is that it's interesting that you say that, because a lot of the Trumpers, not Trump specifically, but a lot of right-wing MAGA folks are against Israel because of, and they're calling it anti-Semitism, but
Okay.
they're on the Free Palestine wave too. So
Which is
imagine
interesting that
exactly.
yeah.
So imagine someone like me who despises them and find them to be absolutely ignorant, right? To be on my side about this, for us to be on the same side. I think what's important is to remember, for me, the difference between the two groups that you're talking about, Zionist versus MAGA,
Okay.
is that for me, the MAGA folks, I've seen, and we're talking MAGA versus Zionists. I don't know any Zionists that have changed their mind.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know plenty of MAGA folks that were able to see my point and see me as a human and talk to me about our differences, right?
Right.
Zionists do not. It's completely.
It's
they look at you like you're a cockroach. You know what I mean? They look at Palestinians as less than humans. You know what I mean? So when you already, and that's how racism works, right? We know how that is with Jim Crow, and then going further, right? And the enslavement of African Americans.
Absolutely.
So, excuse me.
Take your time.
I forgot what I was saying.
Slavery, Jim Crow, racism.
Mm-hmm. That we know this. That to me, that it's this that the Jim Crow. Similar to how Hitler used the Jim Crow South as a playbook for how he was going to take over, Jewish folks and take over the world, essentially. That's essentially what Zionists are doing. They're using the same playbook. They're using racism to justify their actions. Right? I mean, and they're using religion is really what they're doing. But they're the only ethno-state in the world. Okay? So they're the only world that says essentially like our ethnicity is like superior and we deserve this land because of that. You know what I mean? Like our religion says that this is the land of the holy people, and we are like they're the only state, they're the only country like that. Yeah,
Don't say no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say that.
Oh Jesus. Okay. No.
So yeah, so if you're to answer your question, comparing the two between MAGA and I know I went kind of a little further, but
No, it's okay.
I can talk to a MAGA person and we can get to agreement or like some type of understanding.
Yeah.
They're also American, so I know MAGA folks that grew up in my neighborhood, in my school, in my not that Zionists don't, not that New Yorker, not that Zionists don't. That Zionists also aren't your neighbor, right? That's not what I'm speaking to. Speaking to more so that the MAGA folks, as a kid, I didn't really get into this. I didn't care. And now that we're older, we have two different points of view.
Extreme points of view.
But one isn't necessarily asking for my folks to be starved and to be to have supplies withheld from them, electricity and water.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? Like MAGA isn't necessarily fighting for that, even though we can get into racism and what MAGA really is and what Make America Great really is, right? Like we can get into
that's
that.
That's a different episode.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your passion around it. His face is red.
My face.
Yeah, there's only one other person I'm here with. But that's exactly why, I wanted to ask you. Again, you've been my main guy with that in terms of the emotional sentiment. I wanted to talk about this article that I clicked on that I had from my Instagram, and as I click onto it, the link that I had saved for it, it's not there anymore, which is interesting, and I can't even remember what it was for. But I want to get into this really quickly, just because it relates to my job, community health worker. The community health worker role, bro, is so critical and necessary in communities. Right, not to sound corny about it, but in cities and communities, whatever, especially with the different types of people that are in our country. Now, I'm not just talking about your American-born citizens, especially more so the ones that are coming in now. And I say all this to say is that we play a big role because we are a liaison between client or patient, whatever the circumstances. I like the word client better, right? Because I don't work in a hospital, so a patient wouldn't be it. But we're a liaison between them and then helping them get to resources that they need within the community, partnering them with other, organizations that thrive on helping the people. What have you would say. Okay, so I work in the childhood lead poison prevention program, and if you live in the state of... This is Medical Minute with Carlos. Medical Minute with Carlos this week. Our source is CNN. Publix is pulling baby food pouches that may contain elevated levels of leads from its shelves. The grocery store issued a voluntary recall of its Greenwise pear. Greenwise is the brand. These are the flavors: the pear, the kiwi, the spinach, and the pea baby food, which comes in a 4-ounce plastic pouch. Now, officials say the product may contain elevated levels of lead. There have been no reported cases of illness yet, according to Publix. The baby food pouches have a global trade number of 41415-00901 and is best used by the dates of November 1st, 2029. So, you ask, which states in the United States,
You
Harry?
said my birthday. What states?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. Get into it. Florida, Georgia, Alabama,
Sounds about
Tennessee.
right. Sounds about right.
Tennessee.
Woo. No.
Okay. South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Kentucky.
Sounds like the worst of the worst.
Oh, whoa, wow! You're on a roll tonight. It's crazy that this is still going. So, if you don't know...
if you look at, education, you look at economics, if you look at,
Go, talk your shit. Get in there.
we can really get into it. You didn't say Mississippi. Mississippi should be thrown in there as well in terms of some of the worst,
We were talking about lead, and that's
sorry,
not what
yes,
the data
let's go.
proved.
My bad. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the lead.
I'll be shanking haters with a number 2 lead pencil. No. Seriously, it's lead poison is a really big thing that's still going on, bro. I get new cases all the time.
Really?
So, please make sure that your homes, especially homes that are built post 1978, are up to code with all that. All right, let's move on. Fatherhood. I can't talk about this. So on Harry's Fatherhood Corner, this week.
This week on Moment of Vulnerability.
Oh, wow.
Gotta get vulnerable.
Yeah. No, you gotta swim deep, bitch. Swim.
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
You drowned. I'm just joking. How's my baby doing?
She's great, man.
Talk about the girl.
She's amazing. Right now, I'm just trying to manage patience.
Yeah.
And you know, she's inquisitive and curious and just intelligent and, you know, active. Like, I pick her up from school, from daycare, and she's running around in the park, and as soon as we get home, we're running around in the park.
Sorry.
And we spend most of our days running around in the park, and that makes her super happy, you know. But, you know, we do a lot of reading, and that makes me happy. Like, we could just sit there and she asks questions, and, you know, I'm about to read Aesop's Fables. I can't wait. Like,
Who?
That's Aesop's Fables. It's a collection of stories, like
Yeah.
the fox and the cobra. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different stories about life that with lessons and shit. They got a kids version. I got the adult version. But anyways, I can't wait to get the kids version and really get into that. And she's starting to ask questions now. You know what I mean? Like, I've started laughing because she said something funny to me. And for the first time, she's never done this. For the first time, she was just like, this is last week. She goes, Poppy, why are you laughing so much? I didn't say anything funny. Like, she just said it just like that. Like, okay, babe. Like, well, she always says full sentences, but just the fact that she cares that I'm laughing at her now.
Okay.
She never cared that I laughed that she said something funny. She would just continue on without her.
Yeah.
Now she cares, and she's like, wait, why are you laughing? I didn't say nothing funny. Like,
Smart.
bro.
So smart.
She's so smart, bro. So, anyways, she's right now. We're what I'm dealing with is with her specifically. I guess I'm saying dealing with, like, it's a huge problem. But just what we're dealing with at school is that she's a bully, and she's only 2, but her class goes up to 3, I think, or like 2.5 or something.
Right.
Up to 3.
Okay.
She's 2.5, and she just demands people around, like all the kids, and they all listen. They all say yes, and they all just, like, you know, when as soon as she walks in, this happened this week. This is all new, so this hasn't really been like that. But, you know, she's been in this class for a year, since last September.
Okay.
So this is the first time the past month where we're dealing with this, but I drop her off. Okay, have a good day. You too, Poppy. Love you. And then she walks in. The first thing she does, Los, is she grabs the toy that someone else is playing with. And she says, this is mine. I was playing with it yesterday.
Right. Okay.
And that's the first thing this all started this past month.
So very alpha female.
Very. Oh, my God.
God, I wonder where she gets that from.
Nah, I don't even, I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's me. It's just...
Vicky, is that you coming out?
Nah, Vicky's super sweet.
No, but you guys, I see you guys as... No, Vicky is the best. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, she's doper than you, bro. Like, why are you here?
That's facts.
Send her over.
I wish she went out more.
Oh.
She needs to
Yeah, Vic.
have some time, like, just to...
Vic, let's go out on a date, you and I. Fuck this motherfucker.
Okay. I mean,
gonna
we
leave
didn't have
his
to go
ass
that
out.
far, but
I'm
not
just
mad.
saying.
I'm not mad. I got 5 kids to feed.
You have a girl. You better adopt a cat soon.
Shout out to my favorite sci-fi movie. But yeah,
I didn't catch that
I know
reference.
a cat. I don't know, man. Like, now that Ivy's the way she is, like, I'm worried that she's gonna, like, fuck with the cat, and, like, I don't want to come into the room and she's, like, suffocating it or something.
No, I don't think it's about suffocation. It's a lesson of responsibility and caring and just, like, being gentle. And then you can teach her what the cattail signals mean, so that way she can learn how to communicate with it.
So not the suffocation, but the elevation.
That's what I'm saying, man. Stop creating sensation out of devastation.
Stop creating sensation.
Get back into the rhythm nation of the situation.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
The excavation.
Absolutely. By the way, we are recording out of Massachusetts, which feels like on Memorial Day weekend for the first time. I don't remember it being like this ever. I think this is the first time we've ever had it this bad. It feels like October.
It does, man.
It's the kickoff to summer, and it feels like the kickoff to, like,
it is the
Oktoberfest.
kickoff to summer. You're right.
And it feels like Oktoberfest out here.
It does.
It's disgusting.
I just saw some motherfucker at Oktoberfest delivering beers, and he tripped over a paramedic, and he was yelling at the paramedic, and the guy's like, I'm trying to save this guy's life. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
I've lost my list of topics. Please bear with me. Is my phone over there?
My phone?
Oh, it's right next to me.
Right there.
I'm sorry. I do apologize to the audience. All right, check this out, bro. A man, and I got this out of CNN, but I was reading this and this fucked me up. A man had heart attack symptoms on a flight. A cardiologist and a pocket-sized tool on board may have helped save this life. So let's make a long story short. The man was having symptoms of a heart attack. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Oh God, the purell of it all. Remind me to wash my hands after this. He was having a heart attack. He was having extreme pain, like 10 out of 10 pain. And they're in midair. The doctor's there. The doctor actually has his Medicare kit with him because he was coming from somewhere. He has a pocket-sized electrocardiogram or an ECG. Something he never leaves home without after his own heart attack. So this is from the doctor's point of view. The device is about the size of a credit card, which will be a crucial tool in understanding the man's symptoms. And the device is telling the doctor, it's talking about the heart rate. It's giving him information that he needs to know so that he can properly manage this gentleman. It's a device, a cardiomobile card. Anyways, let's talk about it. So he saves this guy's life ultimately. And I think this is a great thing for anyone who's having like heart disease, or as we get older, you just never know, to have that card. I wonder how much that damn thing costs. But you put the victim or the patient's thumb on the card, and it transmits data on his heart activity to the app on the Bluetooth, via Bluetooth. The man within 45 minutes took medication on flight. His chest pain and his heart rate got better mid-flight, which is good, amen. And he survived and then was able to go to the doctor or hospital afterwards. The reason why I say this is just because, and I don't want to manifest, so I'm going to choose my words carefully. God, you know my heart, so I'm being real. What the 1990? I will start voguing and drop it off up in here. You guys don't know, but the background music, because I can't play it loud just for copyright, but the Bluetooth speaker is going off. Exactly. That's exactly the reaction. I don't ever want to die of a heart attack, and I'm scared to ever experience one. And I always feel like, even if it's not that, like if something happens to me when I get older, or God forbid even now, you just never know, anything medically, I'm always alone. Yeah. And I don't want to be foundeth. Good point. I really don't want to be foundeth in the apartment. That's a big fear of mine. What say you? About the story, not about me. I wanted to share that story because it's good news amongst all the shit that we hear and we talk about. I do have another important story after this.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have nothing to say other than I thought you were gonna tell me that the victim, well, not the victim, but the guy with the heart attack was gonna sue because he did this thing on him.
No, he was grateful. He was absolutely grateful.
That doesn't happen often. Someone's always looking for a pay.
Or talking about, why didn't you let me die? Yeah, I'm like, okay. Wendy Williams!
Talk to me.
Free Wendy movement still goes on. Hashtag Free Wendy Williams. If you don't know, Wendy is in the middle of a battle legally against her custodian, the guardian, who is in charge. Sabrina Morrissey, you ain't no good. But there are a few other key players. I'm not going to go on my phone and look up their names, but you can follow Wendy online. Someone is running her official Instagram page, and that person happens to be looking at my page. Shout out to... I wish it was Wendy, but I sent you the picture. Yeah. I circled it. I fanned out. We're out here in the world. Anyways, she's still under that guardianship. First yawn of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Clock that at 9:28 p.m. Wow. This is how it gets when you get older. Your fit is everything, especially with. Is that a Cuban Links? I knew I smelled money. Is that a 790 credit score I'm getting off of you?
812.
Fabulous, bro. Fabulous. Roommate 12, where the players dwell.
This is cash though. I don't put jewelry on.
Right. Can you buy me one next year? I'll take one.
We can talk about it.
I'm just saying. It could be fake.
I feel you.
Walmart knockoff and
I
shit.
did that in high school. I wore a fake one.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you wear a lot of jewelry back in high school? Were you into that? Yeah. What was your thing? Just always sneakers?
Two earrings and a chain. Oh, you mean like my thing?
Like, what was your aesthetic?
Oh, fashion. That was fashion.
You've always been just fashion bitch. Respectfully.
Since, I'll tell you when it started. It started 7th grade.
Fashion guru bitch.
Started 7th grade. I bought a Rockaware long sleeve with a Rockaware jeans and a Rockaware headband. And I had just got my hair braided. I had cornrows and my hang time was long. I had long hair. So I just got my shit braided.
Oh, you're half Puerto Rican, yeah.
I had the headband.
Jesus.
And the amount of attention that I got from the men or the boys and the girls, you know, as a 7th grader, I mean, you know, we were at a dance. It all started right there. Started right there, bro. Cause 6th grade, we moved. We moved in 5th grade, and I got jumped all the time. It was a bad experience. In the North End. Got jumped all the time, bro. It was horrible walking home. And I only had 2 blocks to walk home. You always tell
me that story.
It was the worst, bro. And I dressed like a skater kid. I was from California, so like Vans and Chuck Taylors and baggy jeans, you know, or Dickies or something. Anyways, it was very skater, big shirts, like.
Got you. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was just very different. Yeah. And the girls liked it, though.
Yeah,
so the guys noticed that. Like, it was just different. Not because it was cool. It was just because it was different. You know what I mean? Hoodies under, like, baseball jerseys and shit like that. Like, it was just, I don't know.
That's dope.
Yeah. It was
dope boy fresh.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Like, whatever, you know.
The De La Cui.
The De La Cui.
That's it, bro. You were born with it.
Holla. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh, okay, Queen. You are not allowed to go to another Beyonce concert.
Never, bro.
Can we talk about her real quick?
Just switch gears. Let's talk about her.
Because I've been watching clips about this tour. It looks phenomenal. The show.
I hate you. You going?
I kind of want to. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's really kind of almost the same setup as the last. It picks up where which is fine by me,
my bro.
But what blew me away is the last section of the show is the opening of the Renaissance, not the ballads. The first 3 songs. What are the first 3 songs? I'm That Girl, Cozy, Alien, Superstar, and she does it the same exact way. Same sound, comes out the same machine, but the machine now is a different outfit. Yeah. Same way. So I watched this opening night clip, and the gays were gagging. They're like, no way. Yes, because the Renaissance was that fucking show. So she's doing a lot of these songs from Renaissance, the album that I love. America's Got a Problem.
My favorite song off the album.
She got her daughter killing it. Her daughter is in many of the performances. Blue Ivy.
I saw. And her other daughter.
And Rumi. But the show looks good.
One of the most beautiful names. I love that. That's my favorite poet. Probably my favorite poet. Or he's up there. He's not my favorite poet, but Rumi is such a beautiful name.
Yeah, Lady Gaga has a tattoo of one of his quotes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, the set list is fantastic. I'm not familiar with the cowboy music. You know, I told you I glanced at it, heard it, and I moved on.
Not for me.
Except for Daughter.
You always spoke about that.
That is the best song in the album, and the performance, it's just her with this electronic dress that keeps like shifting into different looks, but the stadium is blacked out. So it's just a spotlight and let the dress do all the talking. And then obviously you can see it on the screen, so it speaks for itself. There's a rumor going on, Telephone 2 is coming soon. I'm going to tell you why. Well, it's been 15, 16 years. Y'all motherfuckers ended that video with a to be continued. Where are you? Has anyone paid the bill? Are we still telephoning? Are we sending fucking intergalactic thoughts? Where are we?
Telepathic.
I'm just saying. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. So Gaga released a new album. Didn't know she had... Well, the Abracadabra, obviously. That album. Which, by the way, I love that song now. It's disgusting. Damn you.
It's pretty good.
By the way, she broke Madonna's record. 2.6 million people went to go see her in the same venue, Copacabana Beach, Brazil. Free concert.
2.6 million.
The same week that Madonna did her show the year before, 1.6 million. So she got her.
That's crazy.
And when you look at the crowd, how tight it was, all I could smell was just underarm and Purell was
pussy.
needed. Yeah, like somebody could have just got
shanked.
Stank
Pussy,
oh,
too.
God,
I'll never forget, again, 7th grade. My first time I ever went to a basement party, reggae, it was Jamaican. I went to school with a bunch of Caribbeans, and oh man, my first basement house party, bro. I will never forget that smell. It was the most fun I ever had in my. It was so fun, but I'll never forget that smell of like stank pussy. You know what I mean? Like.
All right, well, let's bring this back. You said it was pure bacalao?
Yeah, it was fishy.
All right, fishy. I don't know where to go from here, but I do want to say one thing. Los' Lounge Podcast is available on many platforms. Don't forget to hit subscribe on Instagram and Spotify and wherever, and the YouTube channel. I want to give a big shout out once again to Jasmine and Renzo. Let me get back here real quick to the topics, and then we're going to end this off really good because I want to continue to have our time. Imagine you wake up, Harry. You live on the beach with the De La Quee. You're chilling. You're sleeping with your beautiful wife. Ivy's just waking up. I call you. I say I'm coming over for breakfast. You know, the usual. Chopped up onions, tomatoes, eggs. But before I get there, when you open your eyes to read my text, you look out the window and there's a fucking cargo ship outside your fucking house that's you could have been killed by and miraculously was able to stop right before it got to the house. What is your first thought? What are you thinking? Holy moly? Well, this is what happened somewhere, according back again to CNN.
And name of the show, Holy Moly.
Holy moly. Yeah, that's the name of the episode, Holy Moly. That's crazy. So I was reading this story. This is not a bullshit story. I have the link there. That's crazy. And then you see the picture of the cargo ship, Harry. You see where this tree is outside my house? Yeah. That's the cargo ship, and this is their house.
Oh, nah, that's wild.
Like, it stopped at that point.
I'd be worried because Chicopee, the air base is right there, and they fly over our house. They shake our windows, our doors. They're that close.
Yeah. We do hear that when we're over there recording and hanging out. I want to end this instead of with one-word association with 3 questions that we want to know about each other. Maybe we know, we forgot, whatever. I texted you this before, so you kind of know the name of the game. We can't answer it. Like, so if you ask me a question, I don't want your answer. I want them to all just be different questions. I'm going to kick it off. Actually, before I do that, a big up to Claudia Jordan, a big up to my parents, a big up to you, and to all the listeners. Let's keep it going. We're almost at 50,000.
Crazy.
It's crazy because it's all for the love. I hope one day it gets picked up. Let's go. Not I hope. It will. It will. Let's speak that into existence. My show will get picked up by somebody. Charlemagne, I need you. iHeart Radio, I need you. Someone, hello. What was your favorite Christmas?
Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I think about this moment a lot. I think about this moment when I'm around my mom. It just pops in my head. I can't help it. I think about this anytime I'm with my mother. My favorite Christmas, there's a lot, right? My mom did whatever she could to make sure we had like a nice Christmas, my sister and I, right? And everybody, like she took care of everybody. Man, she's the best, yo. But it was the Christmas before we moved to Springfield, Massachusetts. We were living with my uncle for a couple months. All living in this apartment, you know what I mean? And she told us we weren't going to have a Christmas because we were going to be putting it to drive across country. And, you know, we ended up living in my grandma's attic when we got here.
North End.
Yep, in the North End. And she was like, you know, we're not going to have the money, so we're not going to really have a Christmas, you know what I mean? So we're going to go out to dinner, and that'll be our Christmas or something like that, right?
Okay.
And I wake up, and she bought me Mega Man. and Mega Man XL. She bought me Mega Man XL for PlayStation 1. And I remember playing that all day, and we were leaving like 2 days later. We were all getting packed up to leave to drive cross country. And I remember it was January 1st was when we left, when we drove. And it was just the best Christmas ever, bro. Like, to not expect anything, and I don't know if I gave my mom attitude, if I was upset, if I cried. I can't remember that. I'm sure I didn't take it the easiest. I don't know. I was 9.
Okay.
And or 10, 9 or 10.
Okay.
And yeah, just we'll never forget that. So yeah, never forget that. You know, playing Mega Man all morning, and not be, you know, just chilling, being a kid. You know, playing Mega Man.
Last time you laughed so hard that you probably started crying, or maybe not.
It was easy because it happened 2 weeks ago. Ivy farted.
I wasn't ready for that.
Ivy just she farted, she went, she just did that, right? So Vic started just busted out laughing, and that just caused me to laugh, and it just was contagious.
Oh my God.
And we all were just crying.
Oh,
because of her. It wasn't so much the fart, but her little giggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She did a little giggle because she farted.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That was, oh my gosh, we cried the whole, and you know, I cry all the time about IU, but yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's what happens. That's the beauty of gas. It brings people together. You understand what I'm saying?
Flatulence, right?
My goodness.
Flatulence.
Was that the second or the third question? That was the second one? Thank you. It doesn't have to be the top memory, but what is one of your favorite memories, or what is a memorable moment of our brotherhood? Go.
We went to an art show, and we freestyled the whole way, and we got dressed up to go, and we were dressed real nice, I remember, and we just spent every
2015
minute indulging the artwork and talking to people, and just I just remember that.
Did we
like
do
it was
wine?
Yesterday.
Was there people serving wine?
I was gonna say we were drinking wine the whole night.
Oh, that's a beautiful memory, brother.
I think about that a lot. Yeah, it was such a good time.
Yeah, I want to expand on that. That was a great day, and you can't put two art heads in their own right, or two people, especially people that really like pay attention and like can analyze it, or it's just I don't know. Art does that. There was a certain je ne sais quoi about that entire day, and the people that we met. My cousin Jillian was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, those are my 3 questions.
Where was that art show?
That was in Indian Orchard. That was at the old mill factory. And it had different floors. It was multiple floors, and there was multiple rooms where you can rent out. There was vendors.
My memory's horrible. I don't remember that.
There's vendors. There was a ton of vendors, actually.
There's a food truck.
There was a food truck outside that day. They had a ton of vendors. They had all the artists with their exhibitions in each room, selling their work. Some of them were serving champagne, wine. It was a whole vibe, and it was free. Yeah. All in the name of art. Art for freedom, as Madonna once said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are good. Those are good questions. I got you.
What you been listening to lately? Question 4. I'm cheating. I know it's tough. Baby Shark?
Baby Shark.
All right. I'm going to take that question back. Top 3 questions for a week. Getting to know Los, getting to know me, getting to know you, getting to know the De La Qui.
The first.
Before we end this episode in the we.
The first poster you put on your wall. That was music inspired.
Oh, music inspired. 1990. Christmas Day, or maybe Eve once we got back. Well, Christmas Day by the time we got home. 1990. It was Madonna. My first poster ever was Madonna.
I was not expecting you to say that.
It was the size of that frame right there with the tree. So what is that, like a good 13, 14 by maybe 16?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Framed.
14 by 16.
Framed. that my aunt or my grandmother gave me during Christmas. See, these were the Christmases where like all of the family bought each other gifts. Cousins bought aunts, uncle, like aunts bought the nephew, you know?
I think I told you mine was Janet, because that sounds familiar.
Okay.
We've had this conversation.
Okay.
But, all right, yeah. Fire.
Yep.
Damn.
My first pose. And it's her from the Vogue video doing this. Posing. Yep, in black and white. That was my first
I don't think
poster.
I knew that.
Yep.
I was not expecting you to say Madonna.
Yep.
If you weren't in the career that you're in, what career would you be in? What would be the
Entertainment.
Entertainment?
For sure.
Not broadcasting? I assumed it was going to be broadcasting. See, I have a lot of assumptions.
I would like to be I want to get in my bag and do a little bit of everything. I would love to still dance. I would, for sure, dancing, performing arts. Dancing, performing arts, and broadcasting. Yeah, I would love to have, but entertainment. The broadcasting door would open up, I think, lots of things. I would love, to be honest with you, I would love for this show to be picked up. I'm at a point where in my life where I would love this show to be picked up by a network. I would love us to have extra income coming in like that. And what we've created, I think, because not every episode has been perfect, but that's okay. Like, there's always room for growth. But I think that there's an audience, and I feel like that would be awesome, bro. If it ever happened, I would feel so content. I really would. But yeah, the entertainment field,
Okay.
and it's gonna happen.
Somehow I might have known
And if
that.
it does, please clear your schedule. He's like, look, I don't even know how. I ain't had time to fart.
That would be crazy, though.
Searching for a new co-host in 2025.
That would be crazy.
I need a per diem co-host. Which is Benito. God bless you, Renzo. That's what I told Renzo he is. You're a co-host, but you're our per diem co-host. Benito. No. We're all equal offenders. Repeat offenders on Los's Lounge. Last question. Go.
Your deepest
I
fear.
didn't realize your hairline was that high in the picture, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't notice that. I never knew.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
When you commented, I looked back and I was like,
and I remember
he's got traffic from fucking the airport flying in from
it was
LaGuardia.
bad. It was bad. And I remember that haircut, and I remember being upset that trip because of the haircut I got before that
He
trip.
went too high.
He went way too high. He
I
pushed
didn't-
that shit back. And my shit was already getting bald here, but
Okay.
it wasn't that. And he was trying to match it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck that it's partial here. Like,
He gave you the Jermaine Jackson special.
That
You
shit
can
was
Google that
disgusting.
image later. You can Google the Jermaine Jackson image later. But when you sent it, I was like, oh.
that shit was wild.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yo, free Wendy Williams. That's what I'm saying. Is that Sabrina Morrissey? No good will come to you until you do right by Wendy. Please, free Wendy Williams. Listen, it's ridiculous. She's being punished, brother, for having a couple of drinks, one too many. Okay, she got drunk. She wasn't supposed to. On her birthday, where she lives at, I think there's a rooftop bar, or I don't know where the fuck she was at. You can Google that on your own, audience. And it's just crazy. They're treating her like modern day slavery. I'm gonna end this with this statement. Free Wendy, and Erica Cobb said it best. We live in a world where Kanye West is running around rampant, off his meds rockers.
He never had a
Britney Spears is spinning and twirling, and she's been spinning and twirling since she got out. And when all these motherfuckers like free this crazy white lady, why is Wendy locked up? And I'm gonna tell you this why. As you're yawning, Dad,
No, it's here's a block.
your skin looks good.
Really?
Are you taking good care of your health and mentally?
No.
No, I'm not gonna, free Wendy and all that. And a shout out to Claudia Jordan because she spoke to Wendy. Like she talked.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like Wendy found her number and called her. Like,
damn.
And she's just like, bro, she makes more. She's clearer than Kanye, Biden. I'm sorry, Biden, about the diagnosis of cancer. Anyone who affected by cancer, my heart goes to you automatically. Free Wendy. Let that woman go. And they're just taking her money. You know what I mean? Why are we holding a black woman down? It's interesting how that happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that happens. That's another thing. And then here's the last point I'm going to let you before you give me my third question. Because I'm not even talking about Diddy. I'm exhausted already. And we're about to enter week 3. What good would it benefit anyone to have Wendy Williams in this guardianship? All the way this has gone down. Who does this benefit really? Does it benefit? And I'm quoting Claudia Jordan, but just to get people kind of thinking. As she said, in the time of conspiracy theorists, right? Who would benefit that? Her family? No. The people that she used to work for? No. Who's the one person that got her kicked off of a radio station? She had to leave the fucking city and go to Philadelphia. Who is it? The diddler. So she was like, does anybody wonder with everything that's going on if that motherfucker knew some shit was about to break down in the future, or he just got tired? It was like, yo, I'm tired of this bitch talking. Even though he's been on her show and they made up. But maybe he knew people for Wells Fargo. I'm not saying this is true, but I'm just like, can you imagine if she wasn't in that conservative shit?
You know what I'm saying? You believe that just because they're on the show and they made up, I feel like Diddy is
just
a con artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When was the last time you played with semen on your nipples, Harry?
That's just crazy.
Was it Thursday? Was it on Thanksgiving?
Joe Budden was trying to say that doesn't make you gay. And I was just listening. Mark Lamont Hill was like, okay, I guess we're in reverse world today because that makes you gay. Asking for another man's semen on your nipples.
It is the age of absurdity.
Insane.
Last question from my brother. Go. Papa's tired. I see it in your face.
Your deepest fear.
Oh.
If that's not too personal.
I want to be right with the Lord. I don't want to cross over to the afterlife and be put in hell for my sins. So when I talk to God, and this is a little too much, but when I talk to God and when we do have our, I am brutally confessional, I am brutally honest, and I always pray for mercy upon my soul. I don't care about the real world. I'm more worried about the real world after this, the real life. And I just don't ever want to die without a full connection to my higher power, to Jesus, and to really repent on a lot of things. We can go deep into this. That's my only fear. I also don't want to die alone, bro. Yeah.
That's a fear of mine. Yeah. Not to go and insert myself, but yeah, the fear of dying alone.
Yeah, I don't want to be alone if it happens or die. Yeah.
So I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That sounds. I mean, I cried today out of nowhere because our neighbor across the street, they're old, really old, and the wife is always yelling at the husband. And today I actually heard it with my own ears. And she was so vulgar, and you can see he was so confused that he has the dementia. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And she was so nasty, and I almost wanted to go save him. I wanted to go intervene because I thought she was gonna you could tell that she abuses him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just it hit my heart right then. It was so instant that I just teared up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't crying. I teared up real quick and fucked me up.
I have a reply to that, but I'll say that off air. Remind me once we stop, which will be now. Los' Lounge Podcast available on so many different platforms. I got to thank the audience. Thanks for being patient. It's tough because I could do a show by myself for an hour, but I don't think I could by myself. I could, but why would you want to just hear me? I think I could do a nice 25 to 30 minute by myself. But I don't ever want to do this show without my co-host. You guys matter to me. You guys are part of the show, and not only that, but the dichotomy of perspectives and the conversations, and that's what people really listen for. I feel like I love that you and I were able to do this and chop this up. I don't know, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Man. I don't even want to finish on anything funny. Los' Lounge. We'll be back soon. We always are. Bitch!
Peace.
Fucking bullta. Skadoo! Remember the goat sound effect?
I do.
Oh,
I remember the whole pad. You had the whole pad.
Well, it's the thing of the sound effect. It's a different software. No more background music. Oh, let me be the goat in this situation. Los' Lounge Podcast, and it's over. Bah.